You know that feeling when you catch a glimpse of yourself in a shop window and do a double take? Like, is that really me? Well, buckle up, because my reality just got a whole lot weirder than a weird reflection. For the past 6 months, I've had this nagging suspicion that someone was watching me. Not in a scary way, more like a familiar way. I'd be watering my plants, and I'd see a flicker of movement in the window of the house directly across the street. Someone who moved just like me. Someone who seemed to have the same haircut. I brushed it off. I mean, we live in a world of trends, right? Lots of people have my hairstyle. Lots of people wear similar clothes. It had to be a coincidence, but the coincidences just kept piling up. One Tuesday, I decided on a whim to wear this bright yellow raincoat I hadn't touched in years. It was a gloomy day, and I needed a pop of color. As I stepped out to grab my mail, the front door across the street opened, and out walked me, or a version of me, wearing the exact same, very distinct bright yellow raincoat. My heart literally stopped. She didn't see me. She just walked to her car, got in, and drove away, leaving me standing on my porch, completely frozen, with my jaw on the floor. At that point, I knew it wasn't a coincidence. This was something else, something I couldn't explain. I had to know who she was. I became a bit of a detective, but a really awkward one. I didn't want to seem like a creep, peering through binoculars or anything. So, I just paid more attention. I learned her schedule, which was eerily similar to my own. We both left for work around 8:30 a.m. We both seemed to get groceries on Saturday mornings. One time, I saw her carrying a yoga mat. I do yoga. It was like watching a parallel universe version of my life unfold just a few hundred feet away. The logical part of my brain was screaming, it's just a look-alike. It's not a big deal. But my gut was telling me this was one of those once-in-a-lifetime you-have-do-something-about-this situations. The craziest part, we'd never, ever crossed paths. It was like some invisible force was keeping us apart. If I left my house, her curtains were drawn. If she was in her garden, I was in a meeting. 4 weeks, I played out the conversation in my head. What would I even say? Hi, sorry to bother you, but I think you're my long-lost twin. Separated at birth, and living in a bizarrely convenient location. It sounded like the plot of a cheesy movie. I was terrified she'd think I was completely unhinged and call the cops. So, I hesitated. I just kept watching, gathering these little snippets of a life that looked so much like mine, but wasn't. Then, last week, it happened. I was taking out the recycling, and I dropped a whole bin of glass bottles. They shattered everywhere. It was a huge, loud, embarrassing mess. As I'm kneeling there, trying not to slice my hands open, I hear a voice. Do you need some help? Do you need some help? I look up, and there she is, standing on her lawn, holding a dustpan and a broom. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. Up close, the resemblance was absolutely uncanny. Same eyes, same nose, same little freckle right above the eyebrow. It was like looking into a mirror, but the mirror was a real, living, breathing person. I just stared at her, speechless. I think I managed to croak out a thanks. She came over and helped me clean up the mess, and we were both completely silent for a minute. It was the most charged, awkward, and surreal silence of my entire life. Finally, she broke it. She looked at me, a little smile playing on her lips, and said, "So, I have to ask, do people ever tell you that you look like someone?" I just burst out laughing. It was pure relief. I said, "Only when I look in the mirror, and apparently, when I look across the street." That broke the ice completely. Her name is Anna. And get this, we're not related at all. We spent the next 2 hours sitting on my porch, just trading stories and comparing our lives. We were both adopted. We both studied graphic design in college. We both have a ridiculous obsession with true crime podcasts and a weird allergy to kiwi. The list of similarities was insane, going way beyond just our appearance. It was like we were two different versions of the same person, spit out by the universe to live on the same street. It's a phenomenon called doppelgänger, and scientists have found that with billions of people in the world, there are probably a few people who share incredibly similar facial features and even DNA, without being related. We've been hanging out a lot since then. It's the most wonderfully strange friendship I've ever had. It's like having a sister I never knew I needed. We help each other with projects, we vent about our days, and we've definitely confused a few delivery drivers. It's hilarious. It just goes to show you that the world is so much bigger and more mysterious than we think. You could be living your normal, everyday life, completely unaware that a piece of your own personal puzzle is right across the street, just waiting for a bin of recycling to fall over. This whole experience has really made me think. How many other connections are out there that we just miss because we read too busy or too scared to say hello? What if your doppelganger is out there right now? Or your next best friend, or just someone who gets your weird kiwi allergy. Maybe the universe isn't as random as it seems. Maybe it's constantly putting these little opportunities in our path, and all we have to do is be brave enough to look up and say something. Or, drop something really loud. That works too. So, next time you see someone who looks familiar, or you feel that little nudge to talk to a stranger, maybe just go for it. You never know. You might just find your other half living right across the street. Thanks so much for watching and sharing this bizarre story with me. If you've had a similar experience or a crazy coincidence happen to you, I would absolutely love to hear about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.